আপনারা দেখছেন SR24x7 নিউজ।
৩রা জুন ২০২৩ বিশ্ব পরিবেশ দিবস উপলক্ষে গত সন্ধ্যায় কলকাতার পার্ক হোটেলে সিআইএর ইন্ডিয়ান গ্রিন বিল্ডিং কাউন্সিল কেরাই বেঙ্গল এবং রোটারি ক্লাব অফ ক্যালকাটা ইউনিভার্সিটির সহযোগিতায় সবুজ বিল্ড এনভায়রনমেন্টের উপর একটি সেমিনার আয়োজন করেছিল, যাতে সমস্ত স্টক হোল্ডারদের বিল্ডিং থেকে সচেতন করা যায়। নির্মাণ খাত এবং অন্যান্য পেশাদারদের জন্য সুশীল মেহতা, চেয়ারম্যান আইজিবিসি কলকাতা, তার উদ্বোধনী বক্তব্যে গত 2 দশকে আইজিবিসি এর বেশ কিছু অর্জন তুলে ধরেন, যেভাবে সবুজ বিল্ডিং প্রকল্পের সংখ্যার পরিপ্রেক্ষিতে কলকাতা দেশের শীর্ষস্থানীয় শহর হিসাবে আবির্ভূত হয়েছে।
Gratitude for support towards the Indian green and net zero building movement. Global warming, air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, soil quality, these are some serious global concerns. Considering all these, IGBC under CII formed this Indian Green Building Councils 2 decades back, and you'll be happy to note that today India has the second biggest green building footprint in the world. IGBC has got 29 chapters across the certified about 10 billion square feet of green building footprint.
Achieving this vision. In the process, we want India to become one of the global leaders in sustainable built environment by 2025. So we are, Indian Green Building Council is the only council in the whole country to be a part of the World Green Building Council. Every single activity, including today's activity, will be highlighted and appreciated by 80 countries across the globe. So whatever is happening in India with respect to green buildings and built environment, as a founding member of World Green Building Council, IGBC represents in the global forum. Many of our stakeholders are part of the World Green Building Council board, chair of the Asia Pacific Network and others. Many of you would have visited our own IGBC headquarters of CI in Hyderabad. If you are not visited, on behalf of Mr. Sushil and architect Vivek, we invite each one of you to come to our own IGBC headquarters, which has been designed in 2001 and 2, has earned the world's greenest building title. I repeat, world's greenest building title on year 2003. We are not stopped there. We have improved upon on enhancing the lighting, air conditioning, building management and all others. Now it has become a net zero energy building since 2019 onwards. Ideally speaking, we don't need the electrical power connection at all. All the power required can be met by the solar powers installed over there. Our own center has been inaugurated by then President His Excellency Dr. late APJ Abdul Kalam Sahab on 14th of 2004, actually 20 years ago. So we enjoy the enormous amount of government support and active participation right from that particular day onwards. So as a monitor that can eliminate 65 million village households. So the water saved in this only 3,500 projects is to the tune of 75 billion liters. When I say 75 billion liters, it may look small. That is a 2 months water requirement for a big metro city like Hyderabad.
Mr. Mohta, all the dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. I'd like to thank Nayantara Pal Chaudhary and Sukanya for making sure that I'm here, and I'm glad I'm here. There was so much to learn from IGBC and your presentation, Mr. Anand. I think what we need is a greener earth, a greener city, and of course, a good environment. And Sukanya has already briefed you on various things that Rotary is involved into. What I can tell you is that we are in Rotary all over the world very keen and working strongly on environment. What we have is Rotary action groups all over the world, which is almost around 200 countries, and there is a Rotary action group on environment. And what is the focus of this environment group? That is, number one is of course the biodiversity. We are doing a lot of projects with mangroves, whether it is Everglades in the US or whether it is Sundarbans in India. Rotary is planting and ensuring that the mangroves are not kind of destroyed or reduced. And that is one major thing. And of course, we are working on apiaries. We are working on protecting habitats. and that is a major program. Of course, there is what is known as watershed, restorations. The second major area that we are working is sustainable living.
That is what is going to be possibly the next big lever in terms of the push for green buildings and environment-friendly practices. And I'll just take a minute of yours to draw, a lot of us would have seen a popular electric vehicle car ad on TV, where a lady talks about the fact that she's bought a car, electric car, and, how she's doing her 2 cents to save the world. And then, her friend prods her and she says that I also save a few thousand rupees a month by using the electric car. And I honestly believe that, that is the direction where the green building movement needs to go. We need to be able to make it economically more viable for people to live in how, to maintain the houses that they live in need to be cheaper if they are green buildings. It is in many cases, and the fact is that we've not been able to make them as aware of those facts as we are. So to get people to be aware of the benefits that they are reaping economically out of living in green buildings is I think the key lever. And to sum up, if I were to say that once we have the consumers realize that they are economically better off staying in green homes, the green building movement, I think, will be in a different orbit altogether. I think from CREDAI, that's an attempt that we are making. I'm sure our friends at IGBC will be our partners in that as well, and I would encourage all of us to also help us further this. Thank you so much.
Which are building the feel of the well-being of the occupants is specifically to the real estate where we can understand the S part of it. It has a larger dimension, and definitely we need when you talk about the G part, the governance, the standards and certifications, the different transparency which with a green building addresses is something which is very, very critical and very clear in terms of the G part, the governance part. The independence of the independent stakeholders or the independent directors, it's something which is very, very critical. The decisions which are being taken on a board, the decisions which really impact the entire planet Earth is something which comes in the G part. Now, why are we discussing about green buildings? Now, green buildings are something which are very, very adaptive to the climate change and environmental challenges, as has been highlighted so wonderfully.
মেইনটেনেন্সটা যেতে হয় এই জন্য আমরা এই অ্যাওয়ারনেস প্রোগ্রামগুলো করছি, যাতে মানে জনসাধারণ মানুষ এটা বুঝুক কি ভাই এটা গ্রিন বিল্ডিংয়ের কী লাভ আছে, সেটা মেইনটেনেন্স করলে কী লাভ। সো উই আর ডুইং দিস প্রোগ্রাম রেগুলারলি।
অলরেডি রেন ওয়াটার হারভেস্টিং শুরু হয়েছে, হ্যাঁ, তো সেটাও কি আপনাদের এর মধ্যে রয়েছে?
হ্যাঁ, আমাদের সবই আছে, ওয়াটার কনজারভেশন, এনার্জি কনজারভেশন, better air quality, soil quality, these are all green building features. তো এই সমস্ত নিয়েই পুরো প্রোগ্রাম হয়, এই সমস্ত নিয়েই সার্টিফিকেশন প্রোগ্রাম হয়। আমি সুশীল মোহতা, আমি ইন্ডিয়ান গ্রিন বিল্ডিং কাউন্সিল চেয়ারম্যান ফর ক্যালকাটা অ্যান্ড প্রেসিডেন্ট CREDAI ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল স্টেট লেভেল কনফেডারেশন, চেয়ারম্যান মার্লিন গ্রুপ। থ্যাংক ইউ।